see, kids, it is so exciting to be back with you again, and I hope that your summer has kicked off with great sunshine, fantastic plans, and a lot of outside activities. Greyson, what have you been doing this last week?
Pretty much going outside as much as I can.
Awesome.
Trying to get tan.
Well, you've got a pretty good start on it. Brian and I actually went on a little trip, and he hadn't had a day off in 11 months, so he felt like he needed to take a day off. So we left and spent a little time, just the two of us, and had a great time. And we are excited about being back with you guys. But today we get to continue on with our YOLO lesson. You only live once. But right now we're going to get right into our praise and worship. So come join us, stand on your feet, get your hands ready, get some energy, and let's go worship Christ.
Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same.
The greatest day in history, death has beaten, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Forever I am changed. When I stand in that place, free at last, meeting face to face, I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. Endless joy and perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Forever I am changed. And oh, what a glorious day, what a glorious way, my Lord, that you have saved me. And oh, what a glorious day, what a glorious name, Jesus. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. Oh, happy day, when you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. No, forever I am changed. Forever I am changed. something good. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing your love won't endure. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing your love won't endure. I know that you are always up to something good.
I'm caught up in your presence. I just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. Oh, I'm not here for blessings.
That was awesome, guys. I heard you worshiping all the way from home. I know God is excited to hear you worship no matter when you worship, whether it's on Sunday morning or on Monday afternoon. So we're going to get right into our intro video. And like we've been talking about, we've been talking on the book of Esther. And today we're going to be talking about King Xerxes and what a jerk he really was. So I'm going to ask you, Greyson, have you ever met what you would call maybe a jerk? Someone that's rude and cruel and that has a lot of pride about themselves and just treats everybody like they are way beneath them.
I've seen people, but I've never met anyone.
You've never met one? I actually have had a girlfriend of mine when I was in elementary. And I won't say her name because this is like, going everywhere. But anyway, she was a really good friend of mine. And she wasn't a real braggy person, but her parents were. So when I would go over to her house, it was this big, huge house that had an indoor pool, had an indoor hot tub, had a big music room, it had a movie room. And back then, and that was a few years ago, we won't say how many years ago, but it was a few years ago, that we didn't really have stuff like that. Now it's kind of common for people to put in a big screen and, the movie couches or whatever, so your family can have movie night at home. Well, it wasn't a big deal then. So that was a big luxury then. And it was just a phenomenal house. And she always had the best clothes. She always had, things that I always wanted. So I was kind of really jealous of her lifestyle. But she never went to church. So her parents were always real braggy about, hey, which Mercedes do you want to take? Which this, which that? We're going to take a ride in my airplane, and I just thought, man, you're rubbing it in. You're rubbing it all in. So, like I said, she wasn't really a jerk, but their family had a lot of pride about themselves of what all they had, and they were real braggy. So it wasn't a real pleasure to be around her. So now I'm going to ask you another question. Have you ever been a jerk to someone else? Now you got to be honest.
I never really thought about that.
You ever thought about being a jerk to your siblings? Maybe you may have treated them. Yeah, I'm going to say I probably have been a jerk to Jason and Jeremy a couple times, but it was right back at me. But you know what? Before we get right into the depths of our lesson, we're going to learn how not to be a jerk. So we're going to pay close attention to our intro video and learn how not to be a jerk. So let's watch together.
Welcome back to this series, YOLO, You Only Live Once, where we have been looking at some awesome stories from the book of Esther. And of course, I've been on my journey doing crazy stunts and facing my fears. Today, I'm going to do the craziest stunt yet. Let's go!
Today, we're gonna go cliff diving, but it's kind of a long drive, so let's go. So we're here at the cliffs, and I'm gonna be honest with you. These are a lot higher than I thought they were gonna be. I just need a second to hype myself up. Here we go. Okay, I think I'm ready. Forget it. I cannot believe that I just did that.
Wasn't that awesome? For a really long time, I was determined to never try that. The reason why is because there's this guy at my school who always makes fun of me for being too scared. He calls me ugly names, treats me horrible, all because I'm too scared to do it. Some people can be really mean. They make other people feel like they are less than them. They tear other people down and make them feel really bad about themselves. Some people call these people jerks. There's someone in the book of Esther who really struggled with being a jerk. His name was King Xerxes. He would tear other people down and make them feel like they didn't matter. That's not good. In your lesson today, you're gonna learn all about King Xerxes. you're gonna learn that God doesn't want us to treat people horribly. God wants you to be a blessing, not a jerk. Well, I'm gonna let you get back into your lesson today. And while you do that, I'm gonna be planning my next big stunt. Until next time, I'm Lauren reminding you that you only live once. Make it count.
That was a great What's Up video. Now we're going to get right into God's Word and we're going to learn the power verse. Are you guys ready? All right, let's go.
There's no need to fear. Wacky Wally is here.
Wow, it's our good buddy, Wacky Wally.
Oh, don't you good buddy me, you fiend. What have you done with my friend?
Well, Wally, are you okay? It's me, Sister Jalynn.
I don't believe you. You have to be a superhero in disguise. Supervillain in disguise.
Super villain? I don't think so.
Is there an echo in here? Yes, I said supervillain. And I will not let you harm these children. Wacky Wally, away!
Uh-oh. This is a little scary. I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm trying to tell you so you don't get any of the children.
But Wally, you've got to stop. I mean, what is all this?
Well, there's no way you can escape now to attack the children.
Well, actually, Wally.
Oh no. Don't worry, citizens. I will help you somehow.
Well, can you please stop all this? I am not a supervillain. I'm me. I'm just Sister Jalynn.
That's just what a supervillain would say. And as a superhero in training, it is my duty to bring you to justice.
Why are you so convinced that I am a supervillain? I mean, what did I do?
You're teaching these kids how to be jerks. I heard you with my super hearing. Today's lesson is all about how to be a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Only a villainous supervillain of incredible villaintude would do such a thing.
Wally, now come on. I'm not teaching the kids how to be a jerk. I'm teaching them how not to be and how not to act like jerks.
Aha! You admit it. You horrible, no good, smelly. Wait. What?
Yeah. I think you've got a little mixed up. Today's lesson is to help the kids by telling them the things that a jerk would actually do and telling them not to act that way.
Oh. Well, why did you say that? I was about to zap you with my heat vision.
You have heat vision?
Well, I got a flashlight, and it can be really annoying. So,
Huh.
How exactly does one act like a jerk?
Well, first, you make sure that everyone knows what all you have. You know, people that show off and brag about themselves all the time, and they're just really not fun to be around.
Don't I know it? You ever hang out with Batman?
Ooh, my name's Batman. My superpower is being rich. Check out my bat car, my bat shoes, and my bat butler. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I've actually never met Batman, but something else they do to get mad is when they just don't get their way. I mean, all they care about is themselves.
I hate when that happens too. Like a big, whiny bat crybaby. A crybaby bat. Bat baby.
Are you still talking about Batman? Well, anyway, finally, they treat people like they just don't matter.
Oh man. That is horrible. Well, I'm glad you're not a super villain and teaching these kids how to not act like that. I mean, jerks.
Yeah.
Don't act like jerks. I better go back and patrol now. You're all safe thanks to Wacky Wally. Away! Whoosh.
Hey, don't forget your rope. Kids, it's time to learn that power verse. Let's watch the video together.
everybody, it's me, Wiggy Pop. I'm here to teach you another rockin' power verse. Today's power verse says, don't be selfish, don't try to impress others, be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. Woo! That was a rockin' power verse. You know what I need? I need the girls to stand up and say it with me. You can do it. Stand up and say the power verse with Wiggy. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. Great job, girls. You may have a seat. All right, boys. Get up on your feet and say the power verse with me, old Wiggy Pop. Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. Hey, great job. You may have a seat. You may have a seat. You know, some people are so mean. I mean, they brag on themselves and make other people feel like nobodies. The other day, I was at one of my concerts, and there was a dude on the front row that kept yelling at me, "You stink at air guitar, Wiggy. Hey, I think I can play better than you." The guy was being a real jerk. Oh, I started to respond to him, but then I remembered, God doesn't want us to act like jerks. No, He wants us to treat other people nicely, no matter what they do to us. And so I just kept right on with my solo, and I ignored the guy in the front row. Now, I'll tell you what I need. I need everybody, boys and girls, to stand up and do the power verse with me, Wiggy, on the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. Nicely done. But before you sit down, let me hear your air guitar. Woo! Great job. You may have a seat. Well, my name is Wiggy Pop, and I've got to get on to my next gig. I'll see you next time when I teach you another rockin' power verse. See you later.
Okay, guys, we need to do our very best to avoid being a jerk. Today, we are learning what not to do by looking at the story and the man named King Xerxes. He was a total jerk. But if we avoid his mistakes, we can make sure that we don't become a jerk. Now it's time to check in with Skittles and find out what's up.
Ah, yeah. What's up, everybody? It's me. It's the SKI to the double TLES. Skittles is here, and I'm ready to tell you what's up. Today, we are learning big lessons from King Xerxes. So every time somebody asks you what's up, you tell them. Treat people nicely. Don't be a jerk. King Xerxes, he was a real jerk kind of a guy. He treated other people like they weren't as good as he was. Well, that's not nice. It sure ain't. We don't need to be like that. We need to treat people the way we would want to be treated. Better yet, we need to treat them the way God would treat them. So, anytime somebody asks you what's up, you tell them. Treat people nicely, don't be a jerk. And that is what's up, baby. I got a rainbow of flavor, and I'm living for my savior. Skittles out. See ya.
Grayson, you know, one of my favorite things to do with you guys is always to play a game. But today is also a very special day. Do you know what that today is?
Want me to take a Yes. Is it Father's Day?
It is Father's Day. What did you get your dad for Father's Day?
I don't know yet.
Ooh, it's still a surprise. I know. You just don't want to surprise me. So, kids, we're going to see how much you know about Father's Day. So, we're going to take a Father's Day quiz together. Ready? Here we go. Greyson, it's finally the Bible story time. So you know what we've been talking about? The book of Esther and King Xerxes and Queen Vashti and Haman and Queen Esther. Well, today we're going to go in and learning just about King Xerxes. Now we're going to get a little bit into his life today and what kind of a jerk he really was. And we're going to try to learn how he acted and how we should learn not to act. So we're going to get back into his little story of how it all began, and he had this big, huge banquet, remember? And he was having a party, and it lasted 187 days.
Wow.
I mean, can you imagine having your birthday party lasting 187 days?
Without sleeping?
I don't know, they may have slept, I don't know, but they had party, they had food, they had beverages that kind of made you go crazy, and they ate it and drank as much as they wanted. He elaborated on all the food and everything. He enjoyed his parties. But on the last day of that party, he wanted to show off, not that he had already showed off his mansion and his golden goblets that he served his wine and stuff in, but now he wanted to show off his wife, Queen Vashti. and he wanted all the men and all the women. And you know how many people was at this party? I mean, how many people would you actually invite to your birthday party?
Probably like 10 or 15 people.
He had over 15,000 people. Can you imagine serving that many people? That's a lot of people to serve. 487 days. Wow, that's a lot. But he wanted to parade his wife in front of all of these people because she was a beautiful person. She was a beautiful queen. She was a beautiful wife. And he wanted all of them to be jealous. He had a lot of pride about himself. But when he sent his men to go get Queen Vashti to parade her in front of all of the people, she said, no, I am not going to be used like that. You are not going to use me like that. So he got really mad. And so he said, you know what? I'll kick her out of the castle. I'll choose another queen. And that's exactly what he did. He had all these women, remember that I talked about, and they had to go through like 12 months of beauty treatment and a makeover and stuff. And then he found his queen, and it was Queen Esther. And oh, he fell in love with Queen Esther. And so that was his new queen. Esther will be my new queen. So, remember our power verse. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourselves. That's found in Philippians 2 and 3. King Xerxes, he had no thought about this, did he? He was very selfish. He didn't know how to be humble, and he always wanted to make people think that he was better than they were. So, we're going to get right into our points of the story, and this is our lessons from King Xerxes, how to be a jerk. Do you think he was a jerk by being so prideful and showing off all of his stuff?
Definitely.
Yeah, do you think he was probably fun to be around? No, I don't think so. King Xerxes he thought that he was God. He was the most powerful man at that time on earth. I mean, he had all the money, he had all his armies, he had all of it. And he really thought that he was God, that he could control everything. But you know what? He really couldn't. So our next point is get mad when you don't get your way. Remember in the story where he got mad because Queen Vashti wouldn't come and allow him to parade her in front of all the people? Mm-hmm. He got mad, so he just kicked her out of the castle. Should we act like that?
Never.
So, you know what? When your mom tells you to go clean your room or to take out the trash or pick up the dishes, you don't get mad. You just go do it, right? That's exactly right. So we can learn not to be a jerk in that way. And our last point is treat people like they don't matter. Did he kind of treat people like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he thought that he was all that in a bag of chips. You've heard that phrase, right? Mm-hmm. He was so powerful that he absolutely didn't really care what anybody else thought. He wanted to be full in control. And you know what, Greyson? In the book of Esther, you know, it never mentions God in it. Not one time does the book of Esther mention God. Isn't that crazy? How does this book ever make the Bible when it doesn't mention God? But I'm going to tell you, God is all in this book. And I wrote down some points. And boys and girls, I want you to think about what King Xerxes' attitude was and how he was had so much pride about himself, and he didn't care about anybody else. And like I said, he thought he was God. But you know what? We're going to look at some points that I wrote down. And King Xerxes, he was actually the son of King Darius, but Jesus is the Son of God. Xerxes thought he was God, but he wasn't. Jesus is God. Here's a little comparisons with this. Xerxes, he was wicked, but Jesus is good and faithful. Xerxes, he never tasted poverty or humility, to where Jesus tasted both so that he could identify himself with us. those are some differences between Xerxes and Jesus. Xerxes used his power to abuse women, to where Jesus used his power to honor women. Big difference there. Xerxes, he used his entire life by having people serve him, to where Jesus spent his entire life serving others. Xerxes killed his enemies with all of his armies, and he killed millions, to where Jesus died for his enemies, saving billions. Xerxes sat on a throne in his little country, but Jesus sits on the throne in heaven. You know, Xerxes was the most powerful man on earth at that time, but Jesus created the heavens and the earth and everything in it. So Xerxes thought he was God, but he wasn't God. Jesus is God.
He stands no chance.
He stands no chance, absolutely. You can think that you're all that in a bag of chips, but God, Jesus is the one who loves us and has done so much for us, not Xerxes. Boys and girls, we live in a questionable time right now, to where we're kind of being told what to do. I feel like I'm being kind of controlled by the government of where I can go, when I can go. I have to wear a mask. I don't have to wear a mask. I'm so confused anymore. That a lot of times that a lot of people are looking at their world saying there's so much evil. Where is God? Well, a lot of times, you know, in this book, it reminded me, God is not ever mentioned in the book of Esther, but God was all in that book. He had everything planned out. And right now, we look at our world and think, man, there is so much evil here. All I see is bad and fighting and confusion and chaos. But Greyson, I'm going to tell you, God is all in this evil. He has got a plan, and it's for us to be faithful Christians and to follow him, and he is going to make a wonderful, wonderful place for us in heaven, and it's not going to be too much longer. Greyson, I hope that we've learned some thoughts on how not to be jerks and how to be better Christians today. Boys and girls, we sure hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week and enjoy the sunshine and the summer break. We love you. Can't wait to see you back in Children's Church.